Now to our second major market award. The DuPont-Columbia jurors noted that scores of local television stations were proud enough of their own coverage of the Gulf War to submit it for consideration by our jurors. One entry, however, stood out far above the others, and that was WFAA-TV in Dallas, a station that consistently takes its journalistic responsibilities very seriously. WFAA devoted a great deal of its staff and resources to covering the story at home and in the Middle East, and their coverage was wide-ranging, it was informative, it was original. They broke stories others missed, including this one about secret church services for Americans in Saudi Arabia. This story somehow escaped the American censors.
Saudi Arabia outlaws the practice of any religion other than Islam. No non-Muslim house of worship may be built on Saudi sands. Those prohibitions are unique to Saudi Arabia in the Islamic world. In an unprecedented move, the U.S. military has deferred to the Saudis and has placed restrictions on the religious practices of U.S. soldiers. U.S. troops must conduct worship services on the sly. Chaplains are called morale officers, a title deemed less offensive to the Saudis. Chaplains wear their crosses hidden under their insignia of rank. The Pentagon claims soldiers are allowed to hold worship services, but the military forbids any pictures and denies access to the news media. This video of an impromptu service so angered U.S. military public affairs officials in Tehran that they threatened retribution. The Assistant Secretary of Defense for Public Affairs says images of infidels worshiping in the land of Muhammad are potential propaganda material.
Saddam Hussein will use evidence of all these Christians in the Arab world to try to drive a wedge between Muslim and non-Muslim supporters for the military operation.
You know, me, I'm a Christian, and I'm not going to let no country, that I'm supporting hold me back from my religion.
Most of the U.S. forces are confined to their tents, where many have been told to tell their families not to send religious greeting cards for Christmas. Robert Riggs, Channel 8 News, Saudi Arabia.
And here to accept the silver baton for WFAA-TV Dallas, our news director John Miller, assistant news director Eileen Engel, and reporter Cindy Kennard.
Thank you all very much. This award will always be very special to us because it honors more than 7 months of work by about 200 people. At the local station level, a project of this magnitude quickly becomes an entire station effort, and it involves departments way beyond the news department. Obviously, I can't thank everyone by name. I do need to thank a special few. First of all, to our Vice President of News, Marty Haig, who is no stranger to this place. Marty has always taught us to plan on a grand scale. Thanks to our station managers, Buff Parham and Dave Lane, they allowed us to execute those grand plans. Thanks to Eileen Engel behind me, my assistant news director, who helped everything run very smoothly. And of course, thanks to the people who went overseas, one of whom you saw on the report there, Robert Riggs. Cindy Kennard made 2 trips. Bill Brown was a reporter who went over there. Lisa McCree, who's gone on to ABC News. Photographers John Good Johnson, Mike Cornelli, and Russ Bauman were there. Producers Brad Kaplan and Bill Dorr also made the trip. You guys are the best, and this is for you. Thank you.
Congratulations.